Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. So, in the beginning of the month, I would say around the 6th or 5th, I seen a little message from Mimi's Worms in Valdosta, about these new worms in living material, and they're the, the Andries. These are the cousins to the Fetida, the Icenia Fetida. So these are the Icenia Andries. And I was very interested after I did a little research on them and realized that they're very prolific. And it seemed like it's a type of worm I would want to breed. So, I immediately jumped on the offer to get some of those worms. So I think I did two first. And then I had reached out to Mimi and was trying to asked about cocoons and stuff. And, I mentioned that I had got some of the worms, and I actually went back and got four more. So, four end up coming on time. I think they came on the 8th. One of them came on the 9th, and then one had got lost in the mail, and it ended up being lost for over a week, I think. So that box actually stayed in the postal service for about a good 10 days, and the box arrived damaged and everything was all taped up. So come to find out, I did an unboxing and the worms were alive. So those worms end up going in this tote, and to be honest with you, I've been doing everything that I do on top of this tote instead of the table, because I've been babying those worms since they're the ones that had got lost and everything. So they're in here, and I wanted to just do a check-in on all those worms. So all six boxes end up getting their own tote. Now what I did, I actually tore up the boxes that they got shipped in, and I may have put a little cardboard on top, but and just been feeding them worm chow. So I haven't really done a lot, gave them some food and stuff, but they just been there to, you know, get used to this environment, temperature, all that good stuff. Get acclimated pretty much. So I figured I would do a little check-in, and this should be about a week, if I'm not mistaken. Is it? Yeah, it should be about a week, because the last ones came in around the 16th, 17th. Yeah, so about a week. So I said, let me go ahead and just do a check-in on camera. Now, these definitely been getting a whole lot more attention. So they have gotten coffee filters, coffee grounds, all that good stuff. So we're going to get in here, take a look and see if they're active. Yep, right off the rip, I definitely see activity. Yeah, I give them my paper towels and all that good stuff too. Any used paper towel, I let them have it. Right off the rip, I can see definitely some worms there. I know most is going to be under the paper towels. Yep. Didn't really do nothing spectacular in here. Oh, yeah, there we go. There we go. Oh, yeah, they're definitely under the coffee filter. Yeah, they're definitely loving it under the coffee filter. And that's what I try to tell people. Coffee is a great thing to put in your worm chow, because it's something about coffee that gets the worms active. And I love, oh yeah, there's worms under this paper towel too. I love when I open my bin and find my worms on top, feeding and everything. That really makes me happy. So I don't think I need to top this bin off. I think I might sprinkle a little worm chow on here. And I think I might put some of the new bedding on here. Yeah, I think I might do that. So let me just go ahead and grab some worm chow here. And we'll give them a little worm chow. I'm not even gonna put any. Actually, I think I am. I'll put some under the filter too. I won't put a lot because they're about to get real food. So I'll just give them a little sprinkle. And I just give it a light mist. I don't do it real heavy because you definitely don't want to oversaturate your bedding. And I'll put a little bit on that side too. And I never mind sprinkling a little worm chow on them, even if they're on top. They'll be okay. They're not really concerned. Once they go down in the cardboard, it gets scraped off of them anyways. So I'm never concerned. I just want to come up in here real quick, deal with them, and let them go back to what they were doing. So put all that back in place. I'll give all this a light little misting. So what I do, I set it on a real fine mist, and I make sure to keep my bottle really pumped up. So that way I get that nice spray. So that one is pretty much done. I already knew this one was going to be in better shape anyway, because like I said, I've been babying this one. They've been right here getting all the love and attention. The others haven't been getting. So, cover that back up. Keep the nail lid back. And these totes, y'all, have been working so great. Let me show y'all how they stack. They fit perfectly on top of each other. So this is what I use to address my space issue, because I don't need shelving. I don't need anything. I can just put these on the floor, stack them up. I'm sure I can get 5, 6, 7, 8 high, and I can put 1,000 to 1,500 worms in these if I want to. Breeding is a whole different story, but if you're just really trying to raise a good quantity of worms and get some good castings, these can definitely work for that. So let's get this one off. This one feels a lot lighter, so I know not much was done to this one, but they're definitely staying put. I don't see a lot of signs of crawling. There's a little on this side, but it seems like being in their living material, is working out for them still, because I definitely didn't really give them anything more than what they had, and put some cardboard, well, not cardboard, but paper on top. Paper's drying out a little bit on the edges, and they just pretty much had some regular cardboard in here. So I'm actually gonna just pull this up, and they're about to get some better bedding. But let's just look down in here. I see castings all the way through here. Yep. There's definitely worm activity down there. You can still see, oh yeah, it's a lot of castings in here. You can still see the wood chips and everything. Oh, we have a little extra friend in here too. Yeah, there's a lot of wood chips down here. So yeah, they're all through. Oh yeah. Look at that tail. You can see that tail. That's a red wiggler tail right there. Yeah, so just going through here. They're all through this material. So you can tell they still rather to be in that wood chips material and stuff at the bottom. You know, they don't really have much interest in this cardboard because I didn't really make bedding. This is just some cardboard I had wetted down and put in here, and I would just feed them. Put the worm chow on top. But today, they're definitely getting some better bedding. Before I even add any bedding, let me go ahead and give this some moisture. And I'm going to put another layer of bedding, the good stuff. If you watch the last video I posted, it showed how I made that particular bedding. This bedding is nice and rich, got biochar. It has all the goodies in this one. Definitely check out that video if you want to see how I made this particular bedding. The darkness is coming from the biochar and the black cow mixed with the black velvet. I had bought a couple of bags of that, so I definitely been using it. I had tested it out because I wanted to know if somebody just bought some worms and the worms are on the way, they didn't have bedding ready to go, you can run by, grab some of that real quick, and mix that into your fresh cardboard and stuff, and I promise you it will definitely give it the micro boost. And if you use the dry molasses like I do, that will feed the microbes that's already in that compost, and it will give the worms that nice dirty environment that they like, because worms like it dirty, y'all. They like the bins to already be populated with microbes and everything. I think I need a little bit more. Get it to that line. Yeah, I like to keep it right below that line right there. And I'll wet that down. And all of them is pretty much going to get the same treatment. They get a little worm chow. And I'm getting them ready right now to start getting some of the new food I'm about to process. So that more than likely is going to be, well, I think there's going to be an unboxing video before the food processing, because I'm going to do the unboxing after this. So I'm just giving them a light sprinkle right now. And I like to sprinkle it all over the top so they can really all come up and get themselves something to eat. Then I just moisten that down. So this light spraying that I do really don't add a whole lot of moisture. So my bins don't really get over wet or anything. I guess I could give them back their paper. Let's see if I can unroll this back out. Give them this paper back. No need taking that away. And then give that a little moisture zone. leave it a little wet. That water will soak through and keep things pretty moist for me. And then give them back their bubble wrap. And if you notice, that's the big bubble wrap. I just feel like the big ones have these little channels that allow air circulation to get onto there. So instead of it's laying flat, you know, it's a bit raised. So it still keeps the condensation. You can see the condensation. So it keeps the moisture in, but it allows that air circulation. And my vent holes is pretty much right here on the side. So the vent holes is letting the air flow right underneath and still giving some oxygen to the worms. So that's another one down. And we're just gonna run through all of them same exact way. Stack that one right over there. Grab another. I'm telling y'all, these will never get too heavy for me because it's only 10 gallons. Now these ones definitely crawled around a bit more. Oh yeah. So they were definitely ready for some love. And this one here. So they're getting exactly what they want today. You can see castings all around here. And it's obvious that they are down. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, look at that one there. That's a very mature worm right there. So that living material, they still loving it down there. There's a lot of worm activity down there. I don't know if y'all can see it. Oh yeah. Let me go in a little bit more. But yeah, you can still see worms all through there. And they breaking down that wood chip material. It's a lot of castings down there, so you know, it's just some regular cardboard that was on top because I know they already had their living material. And that one already had their microbes and all of that, so I didn't have to go crazy trying to get any fancy bedding made or nothing. So this was an experiment too to see what all I would need to get a bin going if I buy the living material. I really wanted to know, you know, could I just throw some cardboard in there and wet it and whatnot? And obviously it worked. I had a bit more crawling than I'm used to. But that's perfectly fine because these are covered bins. And as you see, you know, they weren't able to go anywhere. So I'm going to go ahead and put some of the premium bedding on top here. Same exact way. And this is just prepping them for a proper feeding. Because I'm never quick to start feeding the worms food. And I've been accumulating a lot of food in their refrigerators. So it's time to really process that. Because I like to process the food and blend it all together. Because I want all the different types of microbes in the bin at the same time. Feeding them that good variety. They have, you know, carrots and cucumbers and squash and zucchini and apples and mangoes and watermelon and cantaloupe. You know, they're gonna have some real yummy stuff to eat. So I'm dying to actually get all that processed so all these bins can get a lot of that food. And by the time I feed all the bins, trust me, a lot of that food is gonna be gone. But more keeps coming, so not really a problem at all. Top this off here. So this is what they really need right here. Get that bedding nice and moist. Get him some worm chow. As you see, I'm just recycling a pink salt bottle. I just feel like it's easier to sprinkle a worm chow, upcycling a bottle like that. I can just grab it, sprinkle, and go. So if I wasn't adding bedding, I would just be sprinkling the worm chow, wet it down, and on to the next bin. Because you don't always have a whole lot of time, so you definitely want to make things as easy as possible. Have it to where you can just come in, get it done, and go on about your day. Because days do get busy, and this work can be time consuming. So you definitely want to make it as easy as possible for yourself. There's definitely some friends in here. That one is a hard one. I don't know what that is. And that paper been eaten. I'll give that a little moisture too. And another one down. Giving them their plastic back. Or rather their bubble wrap. And y'all, this stuff is very, very effective. I promise you. It works. And the black lid, I feel, does give it enough darkness, but eventually I'm gonna start putting a piece of black plastic over. Oh no, not even. I have the insulating bubble wrap. I'm gonna start putting on top of that. I think that's shown in one of my other videos. Yeah, the inside my worm bin video. You will see that insulating bubble wrap in that one. Now this one also had a bit more crawling too. Because like I said, I haven't really given them a whole lot of attention. I'm putting that living material to the test. So even after I get them home, how happy are they to still be in that living material? And as you can see, they have no problem. They went and ventured around a little bit. But as you see, they settled right back down and went right back into that living material. So it's pretty much the same thing. Yep. And they breaking that stuff down. Yep, so they still working that material. So that's pretty much the same for every bin so far. So same treatment, different bin. Get them some of that good stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot to actually give this bottom part some moisture before I started to put that on there. I think I just may have pre-made the right amount to distribute amongst the 6 of these. So I think they're pretty well distributed throughout the bin too. Oh yeah. So they're all through. So that wood chips is down there and they're working that material. You know that material is home. For real. I know definitely by tomorrow they're gonna be having some of that real food. Cause I think I want to process today, but I don't know yet. Let me see how I feel after the unboxing. Cause I think both those videos will probably go up same day. Yep, that's all they need for now. So they'll definitely come up and eat that. And what's gonna start happening, they're gonna start spending a whole lot more time on top because this is such a much better bedding. This bedding is catering to microbial life a whole lot better than just the plain cardboard. That cardboard don't have no nutrition or nothing. So even though I was putting worm chow, you know, it's still not gonna be what they prefer. And that definitely shows because not many stayed on top. Yeah, I got kind of dry up here too anyway. Because I don't set my bins up to where I have to check them every day. They can handle a little neglect, you know. They pretty independent. So if they have moisture in there, there's not much you have to worry about. Because I promise you, I do not have to water my bins every day. It's just not necessary. Having this plastic, it retains so much that it's not really an issue. I feel like I'm gonna be getting my handles dirty, but it's okay. So that's 4 down. 2 to go. And let me do something here. Get some of these down from off this back here. Those over here. Whoops. And get that. All right. Let's see. Camera shifted. Okay, this one had a little carling as well. All that is to be expected. It seems like there's always at least one worm up top. Well, no, more than one this time. So there's enough moisture accumulating for them to still want to hang around. the top. Now this one for some reason have a bit more ants in here. I don't know where all these ants came from. Uh-oh. I'm definitely gonna tend to this right here, because that is not acceptable. Where did y'all come from? So on this one, probably gonna be some more the same. Oh yeah, you can see them in there. This one is not at, oh yeah, it's moist. I was about to say it's not as moist down there, but yeah, it is. I'm trying to dig all the way to the bottom to see if I can identify the boxes I tore up. Yeah, I see some of the boxes down there, because I had tore the boxes up. If you saw the bin set up for them, I have that video posted as well. You can check that out. Show how I set these bins up. I can actually clean off my hand a little bit, not get my stuff too dirty. Give them a little moisture. But they're breaking down that living material. They definitely love that stuff. You know, that living material got all that microbial life down in there, so it's very easy for them to choose. Yeah, this part of the cardboard is way more moist. Yep, gravity brought most of the moisture to the bottom. So I know for a fact they're gonna venture up to this top part, because this has a lot of microbial life in it too. Plus, I have cocoa coir in here. I have the black cow, the black velvet. I have peat moss, all mixed in with the cardboard. I got the molasses. This is a dried molasses in it. Azomite, oyster shell flour. So that's some really good, decent bedding for them. And I put the rice hulls and everything in as well. Alright. Speeding right through. Any future feeding, I'm just gonna go spray, spray, spray. And bam, move on. Okay. Give them back their little cardboard. I mean, not cardboard, but paper. I have a feeling to get their behinds back down there. Not even leaving them up here. Oh, okay. That one was climbing right through. He already had an escape route. But let's get you down there. That's where you want to be right now. There's nothing up top for you like that. You got work to do below. You can see the condensation just dripping off. So it really builds up underneath there. That's how you know this stuff really works, because that water drips back into the bin so you don't lose. And since I don't have a whole lot of air holes on this, I really and truly don't lose too much moisture at all. So I've had a situation where I can go a month. So if you have some slow food in here, I guarantee you any one of my bins can go a month without anybody checking on them or anything. And that's an important thing for me. That's a very important thing for me. I need to make sure they can handle a little neglect, because I had some long COVID issues that really kept me away from worms for a little bit. And if that was to ever happen again, I know I'm set up to be pretty okay. These also crawled a little bit. And I'm sure that happened while they were getting acclimated. There's none on top on this one. But you can tell they were down here being busy. Wow, so all of these are down in the living material. This has been 6. Yeah, the second I started going through here. Yep. You see them down there. So yeah, they love that living material. You know, and they well distributed. Yep. Oh yeah. They are all through. I'll check the other side too. Oh yeah. Very well distributed. Oh yeah. It's a lot of worms. So these bins, I know I'm gonna have to end up splitting them not long from now. And I think I might end up baiting out the worms and let cocoons and stuff hatch in here and just focus on getting the adults out and use those adults to set up some breeder bins. This one I'm just putting a little bit down here before the bedding. This is the last of my bedding. I think I had made about 6 gallons. And that 6 gallons divided pretty nicely amongst all the bins. Look at me starting to make a mess. I was hoping for some leftovers. That was not gonna work. So I am gonna have to make some more. Well, it almost distributed evenly. There's still enough though. They have enough surface area. Especially when it comes to red wigglers, it's all about surface area. And I love how wide these bins are. So that's all this bin gets, but as you see, it's still pretty much up to that line. No problem there at all. I really don't want to dirty up my handles too much. I like pretty bins. Never want them to get too dirty. Let me get y'all worm chow. And there's no real method to this. I just sprinkle some on top. I think the shaker does a pretty good job. I have two different ones. I have another one that I reuse my little curry container. This one sprinkles a little bit finer. So when I do like the cocoon bins, I use this one because it only lets the finest particles out. So this one is perfect for the cocoon bins because you want the real fine particles. So that's how that one sprinkles. And this is definitely the last one. So that is 6 bins. You know, I can definitely say I'm happy with these worms. It's a different experience because you normally start with a brand new bin. You don't have material at the bottom and stuff. So I'm treating these a bit different to where these bins I'm gonna bait the adults out, and this particular bin with the material still in there is gonna end up being a grout bin. So it's definitely different. And I'm the type that embraces a little different, so I'm enjoying the experience. Like I said, I can't wait to feed them some real food and see how they deal with that, because you can tell they are definitely ready to break down some real food for me. Make me some nice castings. I think they're very much up to the task, so look out for future updates. This is gonna be a series of videos for the worms and living material, because that was a pretty unique experience for me. Definitely the first time I had worms shipped that way. Definitely the first time I've had worms survive that long in shipping and arrived perfectly fine. So it's definitely a memorable moment for me. And just the fact that this is a new worm was already exciting enough. So, you know, tag along on this journey. You know, these 6 bins will be 12. Those 12 will be 24. So, lots more future content to come. And at this point, I'm going to say, until next time, bye-bye.